Your boy Ox the Light. Check me out.
Peace, everybody. Welcome to the Willy Bobo Show. And tonight I have a wonderful guest that I have so much admiration for, a local star here in the city of San Antonio, my man Avar The Star. Yo,
Yes, sir.
we're going to have a wonderful interview, man. I really read over your press kit. Very impressive with the things that you've done, especially your background, which is one of the
Yes, sir.
first things we want to touch on, man. This was
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
When I read the fact that, you grew up in a particular place, beside a particular person. We're also going to get into the wonderful things that your mom has done and the inspiration that she's been to you.
Yeah.
So, first, we're going to introduce again, you know, Fitznell E. Brother, please help me with the pronunciation of the last name.
Oh yeah, it's Fritznell Avar Auxilla.
Priscilla. So
Yeah.
what is the origination of that name, bro?
Well, my family's from Haiti, so my last name is a Haitian name. My family was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and that's where the name came from. I was named after one of my uncles. His name is Dr. Fritznell Auxilla, and I was named after him. I was one of my mom's favorite uncles, so she named him after me after when he passed away.
Got you, man. Got you.
Hmm.
Understood. Very, very
Yeah.
interesting. So, tell the people about who Avar the Star is, i.e., just, the name, the development, the thought process behind coming up with that name and the meaning.
Well, it became everybody knew me as Avar. It was like you said, it was kind of hard to pronounce Fritznell. But everybody it was easy for everybody to say Avar, which is my middle name. And so everybody would call me Avar. But then I got very popular because I was like the only dark skinned kid around with green eyes. So everybody was easily able to point me out. You know what I'm saying? So everywhere I went, everybody knew it was me immediately. So it was kind of like I was a star. So then,
Right.
like the people in the neighborhood started calling me Avar the Star because I knew everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is way before
Gotcha.
rap, and so that's really how the name originated. Just people in the neighborhood started calling me Avar the Star because there was nobody who didn't know me. You know what I'm saying? So
Understood. Understood. Now,
yeah,
Fitznell versus Avar, right?
uh huh,
Okay. So a lot of people don't know how to differentiate, between the two, right? The stage
okay,
person and the real person, man.
uh huh.
Um, can you tell me what defines the two?
Individually, I mean, really, man, I ain't gonna lie. I really believe it's all the same. I'm Avar or whatever you want to call me. You know what I mean? I don't change. That's another reason why I keep a lot of friendships. All my friends I've been my friends for 30 plus years because I'm the same person I was when I was a child. Only thing different is I'm grown, and I got to make grown man decisions. But that's pretty much the only difference in me. I'm always the same person. So but there is a difference between my entertainment person and a business person. You know what I mean? Like I'm a when I handle business, it's not no fun and games because when I the business that I'm you know involved in, I find it important. So I don't want nobody to play with it. I want people to be serious about it and take it seriously because that's another thing I feel like is we lack in our communities is the seriousness when it comes to business. Everybody want to hire their friends and be friends, but it's okay to hire your friends and be friends, but it's also you got to hire the friends that's going to handle business so we can handle business accordingly and be taken seriously when we walk into a place as business people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if we want to be taken seriously, we have to attack our business seriously. So I think that's probably be the only difference is that when it's time to handle business, it's definitely time to handle business. And then the other side is the goofy side, and we have a great time. We can kick it and laugh all night, but we got to handle business first so we can be able to have this time to laugh. You know what I mean?
True. True.
Yeah.
Work
So
hard, play later.
there you
Absolutely.
go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
man.
Sometimes, and I also try to tell this to my son, like if you work hard now, you won't have to work that hard later. You know what I mean? The harder you work now, the less work you'll have to do later. It's just like in your house. If you clean up everything now, when you get home from work, you ain't got to clean nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I take life the same way. You know what I mean? Let me clean this up now so I can come home and I can relax for majority of my time. I don't want to work forever. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
let me hurry up and get this work done. Let's do it correctly so we don't got to come back. And we can laugh and enjoy the rest of our time. You know what I mean?
No doubt. So growing up in the same town, Marion, California, as
Right.
Tupac
Yeah.
Shakur,
Yes, sir.
what was that like, man? What did you have any kind of interaction with the brother? Did you see the brother around? Can you
Yeah.
dive into that if you will?
Well, Tupac was way older than me. He was at least, I want to say maybe 10 years older than me.
Right.
When he was 15, you know what I mean? I was like 5. You know what I'm saying? So, I would see him in the neighborhood, like when he was growing and being Tupac and all that. Like I said, I'm like 10, 11 years old when he was 20. You know what I'm saying? So before he was becoming Tupac, he would always be out there. People would know him and see him, and it was like he's just a regular person in the neighborhood. And then when he started to become bigger and bigger, he would come out, but it wouldn't be as much because he had so much going on. But still, I didn't understand the how big he was going to be at those times. So he was just still neighborhood Tupac to us. You know what I'm saying? One of my best friends, I don't know if you know about Black Panthers, but there's a Black Panther named Geronimo Pratt.
Hmm.
Geronimo Pratt is the one who raised Tupac. Geronimo Pratt's son, Hiroji Pratt, was my best friend. Still my best friend to this day. And so that was easy for me to be interacting with Tupac because of their family. You know what I'm saying? Like I would see him all the time because my best friend was like his brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like I said, being the fact that he was so older than us, we didn't hang out or nothing like that. I can't tell you that we hung out. He spoke to us at like a older person would do kids or give us a couple dollars. Hey man, y'all stay out of trouble. And, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like we was kicking and smoking weed and shit. It wasn't nothing like that. Like he was a lot older than me. But what happened after that was when I grew older, I ended up living in the apartment that he had lived in.
Hmm.
So I lived in the same apartment, and then the news people came and interviewed me and stuff about Tupac and stuff like that. But like I said, me and his interaction was more of a older kid saying showing love to the younger kids type situation. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I saw him multiple times. Um, I did a lot with him. I mean, I did a lot in the neighborhood as well. But yeah, man, like I said, our neighborhood was really good. Like our neighborhoods were really close knit. Like I said, there was a lot of Black Panthers there. Geronimo Pratt was one of the main ones there, and because of him, I mean that's who I learned really the most from watching Geronimo Pratt. Geronimo Pratt was a very strong individual, a very strong man. I can't take nothing from him. He was a very strong man. He taught us about family. He was locked up a lot, but when he got out, speaking to him, man, I learned a lot just by just talking to him a few times. You know what I mean? He was out there in Louisiana. I went to go visit him. When he got out of jail, the police gave him a couple $1 million and stuff like that. So I was able to go out there and with my homeboy or my best friend. And yeah, man, like I said, the Marin City is a beautiful place, bro. Like there's a lot of history there, Black history.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I was blessed to grow up in that neighborhood because like a lot of kids grow up and when they go outside, all they see is the gangster stuff. You know what I mean? I was blessed to see Black men who took care of their families, took care of their children, went to work, and you know what I mean. Like I saw some very upstanding Black men and individuals. So I think that's what kind of separates me too from a lot of people or from a lot of different things with these artists is because of my upbringing. And like I said, I saw something different in Black people. I
Hmm.
didn't see like the normal thing, just the gangsters outside with the nice cars. I saw men with nice cars that actually went to work for them cars. You know what I'm saying? So I could see both sides, and that's what reason easy it was easy for me to make a choice to either be in that gangster life or not. And I chose not. You know what I'm saying? Because I also figured out that I don't have to be in that life to live how I wanted to live. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I was very blessed to do that. And to this day, you know what I mean? I'm 42 years old. I've never been to jail. I don't have no felonies. You know what I'm saying? That's rare as hell. You know what I'm saying? From
Right.
the neighborhood I'm from, I'm probably like the only one out of my all my friends, or maybe me and like maybe two or three others, but you know what I mean? Like we
Growing up in the 90s,
yeah.
during that era, and having the incredibly strong mom that you had to be able to keep you focused and away from the gang activity that was, I won't say it was at an all-time high because that was pretty much in the late 80s, right? But it was still at an effective rate, you know. Um, Having that type of influence where you have a lot of brothers that really don't, you know,
Right.
understanding that, how did she shape you as a young man, that's an actual leader and a pillar of the community,
Uh, well, she was a leader herself, so I don't think she was literally like trying to shape me,
right?
but I'm her firstborn child. So my mama had me at like 19 or 20, so that was my best friend. So whatever my mama did, I looked at it like my mama was a superhero. Like I loved my mama. I still love. I mean, my mama like still best friends to this day. Like I love that lady. So um, me doing the things that or the influence that she gave me wasn't forced upon me. So it wasn't forced on me or nothing like that. It was how can I say? Oh, like I said, just it was just like me being there and seeing that and just being involved in it and seeing it myself. It just grew on me. You know what I mean? Because I was involved with it with her at such a young age. So it wasn't like she was telling me, "Hey, you need to do this and you need to do that." Nah, like I just did it because it's what I want to do. These are things that reminded me of fun times. You know what I'm saying? So when I do it now, it reminds me of fun times, and that's why I make them so fun when I do my events and I do my little, community stuff. I make it fun because I remember the fun times I used to have doing it with my mom and with my other community in California. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't forced upon me at all. It just came with the life. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Chocolate Boys.
Yeah, yeah,
Tell me about those
yeah.
guys.
Well, so um, my mom went through an abusive relationship with my younger brother's father. So in the midst of her going through that, she went from we lived in Marin City, California, and she actually left there to move here to San Antonio to live with her sister, which is my aunt, because of the physical abuse that she was going through in California. So um when I first got here, I'm new here to San Antonio, and the crazy part is, like I told you, in the neighborhood I lived in California, we didn't have like gangs and stuff like that. It wasn't shootings, and it wasn't like a lot of that going on. It was like I lived in like sunny California. You know what I mean? I lived in the Bay Area. LA was really the gang place. You know what I mean? LA, San Diego, and all that. But where I lived at in California, it was like Austin, Texas. It was like very um like mixed as far as ethnicities. Black people, white people, Indian people, Mexican people, Asian people. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a gang, but people had cliques.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? People
Right.
hang with who they hang with, but it wasn't no gang. It was just like, these people hang with each other because they family or they the basketball team or whatever reason. But so what happened was I came down here to Texas, and at that time in Texas in the 90s, man, the gang violence was at a crazy rate, okay? Especially in the neighborhood I moved in. I was living in the New Life Village, which is right across the street from East Terrace. And these two gangs was fighting each other a lot. So basically what happened was, in order for me to stay out of that gang stuff, one of my partners who was involved in this group called the Chocolate Boys, um, one of my cousins that happened to be down here, he's related to one of my uncles. And he came down here. I mean, he was down here and he kind of just basically, he already had the Chocolate Boys with him.
Hmm.
They were a clique. They wasn't a gang. It was just a bunch of dudes that hung with each other. Everybody was like in school still doing the right thing. And I didn't want to disappoint my mom by hanging around a bunch of gangsters. But we grew up in a gangster community, so I really had no choice. So when the Chocolate Boys came around, it made it better for me because I could hang with these dudes comfortably. My mom ain't gonna be mad at me for hanging with them because they not gangsters. You know what I mean? They just a bunch of dudes who can't hung with each other. They all knew each other from schools and whatever. We all hung with each other, and we was all just cool, just like I was hanging in California. We was a clique instead of a gang. So we started throwing parties. Now at this time, nobody was throwing parties. You know what I mean? Especially not our age. We was in high school still. So it just happened to be that all of our members in the group, there was like two of us in every school. So it was when we threw a party, the whole city knew about it. You know what I mean? So our
Wow.
parties were like outrageously big. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about like 500-600 kids showing up in one area. And this was unheard of at this time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So man, we even had parents pulling up like, no, our kids ain't gonna be up in here. Like I remember it vividly. Like we was wild. And like we wasn't wild when people was getting hurt, but you know, back then that's when all the freak dancing was all involved and kind of the booty shaking era was just coming in here. And people didn't want their daughters in there. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt. Oh boy.
So people would pull up, parents pull up, trying to shut us down, man, all type of crazy stuff. But um, at the end of the day, we was a positive group. We wasn't starting no trouble, nobody's getting hurt, nothing like that. And just to this day, just to this day, um, people still talk about it. I got a call maybe like 3 days ago. People were talking about doing a reunion party, getting our people together and doing a reunion party. And but like I said, man, this was like our party, last party we threw was like 20 years ago, 20, 25 years ago.
Oh,
But
it's
because
definitely
of
time.
how, yeah, but like I said, the reason why, well, I mean, like I said, everybody got grown. When everybody got 18, 19, 20, people start going to college, people start going to the military and the army and stuff like that, and just life took over. You know what I mean? So, you know, we kind of split up because of that. But yeah, man, we might do something again. But I mean, like we're a legendary group here in San Antonio. Everybody knows us. But that kind of became my start. And that kind of became my start, my beginning to San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the music ended up starting because after we was done with the Chocolate Boys, I had to figure out what's next for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was going to college and doing whatever they was gonna do. People going to Job Corps. People was doing a whole lot of stuff, and I had to kind of figure out what was my next move. And during the Chocolate Boy, our last little party we had, I got on the mic because I was always rapping before that, but not like publicly. You know, we rapping in our little circles at home. We doing our little stuff at the house, or we beating on the green machines in the neighborhood and just freestyling and all that type of stuff. So our last party as a Toxic Boy, I grabbed a mic and I did it on the microphone. And man, the crowd went crazy for me, like they loved it. You know what I'm saying? So once I got that feeling of being on stage and that crowd interaction, that was like my crack. That was crack to me. You know what I'm saying? Like there's
Makes
no
you
other,
famous.
there's nothing that feels like that for a crowd to
Easy.
be interacting with you while you got the microphone and you controlling the crowd. Like there's nothing that feels like that. Nothing. You know what I mean? So I just once I got a taste of that, man, that was pretty much it for me. You know what I'm saying? Then like I said, me growing up in the neighborhood, seeing Pac do it. I also grew up next door to a group called 5150 in California. They're very popular in California. Um, so me listening next door, I used to hear the beats and all that. I didn't know I was being trained for the future. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew what bars were before somebody asked me what a bar was. Like I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew a lot of stuff about music just by living next door to musicians at a young age because, listening through the wall, listening to they, you know what I'm saying, listening to them do their stuff in there in the studio, listening through the wall, being nosy or opening my window, hearing what's going on in their yard and stuff like that. I didn't know that I was being trained for what I got to go through in the future. You know what I'm saying? But all
Indeed.
that shit came, and all that kids came all the way back around when it was time to do it, and it kind of like elevated me and it boosted me very very quickly through the music scene here. So but yeah, man, Chocolate Boys was like the beginning of all that, man. Like Chocolate Boys, like I said, we still kick it to this day. Like on holidays, we all kick it at each other's house, or if everybody's in town, we all go to a bar, hang out type stuff. We all still kick it to this day. Like I said, we've been friends 25, 30 years, man. and it's lovely and beautiful, our friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like it's more of a brotherhood than a friendship.
No, man, it definitely is, man. Like I said, man, like I love those dudes, like just beyond anything, man. Like if they call me for anything, I can call them for anything. And it is like a brotherhood. I feel like they're my brothers, even though they wasn't born from my mother. I they feel like brothers to me. I can go to them about and or for anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, man, it's very good to have those type of people in your life, man. It really is.
Absolutely, because family, a lot of times is comprised of the friends we've chosen.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
Polar Pimp, man. Polar Pimp.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about that.
Well, the same person who got me in Chocolate Boys, which is my cousin Q. Like I said, after high school, we trying to figure out what's our next move. Um, I started doing a little bit of rapping, but I was just kind of doing it like unprofessionally, just with somebody and just doing it little, very small. And my cousin Q was with a group called Polar Pimp, and they was looking for people to, to recruit at the time and just, make the clique a little bit bigger. And at the time, everybody was still knowing me from the Chocolate Boys. I was still very popular here in the city and stuff like that. So my cousin Q invited me over to the studio one day, and that's pretty much history, man. I went over there and they was like, "Man, you can rap?" I'm like, "Yeah." So they put me in the booth. I went in there and did a song, and the song was just like a song they wanted to see if I could rap. But the song ended up being so good that it took off. You know what I mean? So people start hearing the song and hearing the song, and I would go to these local little spots to perform it every now and then. It's like people already knew the music, man. So it was real crazy. So once I kind of formulated myself like that, man, they had a little meeting and put me down with the group, and the rest is history, man.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So, which is more satisfying to you? Being a part of a group or being a solo MC?
Um, I would have to say a solo artist, just because when you're in a group, man, no matter how much you would want it to be a certain way, um, you got to understand that everybody in your group is trying to sit in the same chair. You know what I'm saying? So if that will bring sometimes jealousy, it'll bring animosity, it'll bring anger, it'll bring a lot of different feelings out when somebody isn't doing as good as you.
Right.
And I think that is what broke up our group. You know what I'm saying? So I would never want to have to go through those feelings again. Um, so I think being a solo artist would be better because I wouldn't have to want to have to relive those feelings, man. Like our group breaking up really hurt me. Um, it's because how it happened. You know what I mean? A lot of people was angry about certain little stuff that I can't control. You know what I'm saying? Like it was stuff like we would go to the club to go perform as a group, and one of the MCs or whoever's controlling the club that night would say, "Oh man, Avar the Star and Polar Pimpin here tonight." You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
And it's like I don't think they did that with ill intent, but they not knowing they making my group feel less of whatever because you saying my name making me look like David Ruffin in the Temptations. You know what I'm saying?
Basically.
So just little stuff like that caused animosity, even though I wasn't trying it. I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I was just being me. That's everybody. I can't help that everybody knows me and they knew me before rap. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like so my popularity kind of overshined the group sometimes and that caused a lot of a rift in the group where people was disappointed or whatever they felt they have a certain type of way, and it caused people to kind of be standoffish, and you know what I mean, and it broke the group up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just that, but I felt like that had a part in it as well. And then you know what I mean, people just doing their own thing and trying to do their and trying to make it on their own way. Um, it just all to get all that stuff combined it just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? And so if you really look at it, every group that gets famous kind of go through that. You know what
Everyone.
I'm saying? You got people in your ear telling you, man, you better than him, or you should be doing this and you should be doing that, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like
Mhm.
The outside amenities always tear up what's going on inside, and it's just messed up, bro. So I love being a part of a group. I had a great time doing it, but I think at the end of the day, I would rather be solo so I don't have to relive those feelings. You know what I mean?
Beyond question, and I completely agree with you because it doesn't
Yeah,
matter the genre of music. What there's
it
been a
doesn't.
lot of groups to go through it. I mean, the Beatles went through,
Man, Selena died off that.
oh man, talk about it. So yo,
Yeah.
outside of music,
Yeah,
what are your hobbies?
man, bro. I think everything that I literally do has something to do with entertainment. My hobbies really just all involved just working with the community or doing something eventful. Like I put together events that have to do with entertainment. I do the community work. I do, but everything, like I say, if everything that I'm involved in all turns comes right back to the music. I
Right.
do. I like to sit around and create. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that we create always falls back on Avar the Star some type of way that helps it push out. Because, like I say, Avar the Star is the heaviest thing, a part of my business. Because, like I said, everyone knows me in some kind of way. There's some people that don't know I rap. They think I'm a R&B promoter because I put together R&B shows. So people think I'm an R&B promoter. Some people think I'm a comedian promoter. Some people think I'm a community activist. Some people, you know what I mean? Some people know me for what they know me for, have no idea about the other things that I do because, like I say, whenever lane I'm in or whatever thing that I'm doing, we put our pressure into our hardest work into it to where people think, well, wow, they doing this except for this. They can't be doing nothing else. You know what I'm saying? But that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like I do a lot of stuff. Like I'm heavy in a lot of different things here in San Antonio, business wise, promoter wise, music wise, and community wise. And in those four different lanes, I'm heavy in those lanes. So heavy that people see me in those lanes and don't know that I'm just as heavy in these other lanes because they're not even looking over there. They're not even a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like people that do the community work, they're not in the rap world. So they have no idea. You know what I'm saying? And vice
Mhm.
versa. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like people that see me as a promoter, they know me as a promoter. They don't know nothing about the community work or the hip hop work. They just here for an R&B show, and they know I'm the one putting them together all the time. And they have a good time when they come, so they always see me in that lane. You know what I'm saying? They don't see me nothing else. So um, I think that I just like to stay working, bro. Like I like to stay involved in the community, no matter what it is. I like to top. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like to be I don't like not that I don't like competition. I love competition, but it's like I like to be one of the head runners in the competition. So whatever I get into, I work hard at it. I got a great team. So when we get together and we have our meetings with me and my team, we meet at least once a week. And when we sit down and create something, we really put our all into it to create it. Like we not playing. Like we get in there, and don't get me wrong, we have our little time, we laughing or whatever. But when it's time to sit back and actually conduct the business, we do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I brought Showtime to Apollo down here. We did the whole Showtime to Apollo here. We brought Rodney Perry. He was a comedian. Uh, we had the Sandman. And then we had our big talent show. You know what I mean? People either clapped or booed. It was a great event. And if you were there, you would feel like you were watching the actual Apollo show on TV. Like that's how it went down. You know what I'm saying?
Incredible.
Yeah.
So
So
for all of our big time fans out there, for all the people who
uh huh.
don't even know, can we get
Right.
that rundown list of where we can find you?
Oh man, I always tell people, man, just Google me, man. If you Google Avar the Star, everything about me is gonna pop up. I have so much stuff connected on the internet. When you see it, you connect to all my music, all my business, all my everything. So all you gotta do is Google Avar the Star, and you'll find whatever you're looking for. Um, I'm not on Spotify and all that stuff right now. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. Like I'm a '90s baby. I was born in '82, so I grew up in the '90s era, and I feel like that was like the best um years to live musically. between like 90 and 97. You know what I'm saying? Or like maybe maybe a little bit earlier than that, like maybe 89, 88 to like 97. You know what I'm saying?
Now you're doing it. Now you're talking. Yeah, now
You
you're
feel me?
talking.
Like those were like the most beautiful times in music because it was about talent. It wasn't
Mhm.
about business.
Mm.
Because I remember when they didn't even like hip hop, like people looked at hip hop like it was smoking crack. You know what I mean? Like we was crackheads and we was gangsters or we was trouble.
Right.
Now, now you can't see a commercial on TV without hip hop in it.
No matter what it is.
I seen some damn government shit not too long ago, and it was like I can't remember who it was, but it was like some governmental people actually in Congress, and they were on there rapping on their little thing, and I'm sitting there thinking, wow, look how y'all looked at us and talked about us, and now look what you're doing. But that's been going on since the beginning of time with black people. Whatever we do, they're gonna copy it. It's just you know what I'm saying? I don't care
It's,
what we do.
it's like one of the greatest comedians that ever lived said, everybody want to be a nigga, but don't
But
nobody
don't
want to
nobody
be
want to be a nigga. There you go.
you know
Paul
what I mean?
Mooney.
So
Paul Mooney.
no greater truth has been spoken, man, because we are, it's like all of us are walking around like Jesus, right? Most loved and
Right.
most, and I suppose, really you can't say the biggest flex is being black because everybody wants to be just like,
Man. And I always say that every day. I'm like, bro, if it's anything that I would never change, is being black. I don't care how hard other people might think it is. It's too beautiful. Like I love waking up look seeing black, bro. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So I love everything that we went through. Also because I feel like it just shows how strong of a people we are, man. Like
no,
it's something we're definitely something different. You know what I'm saying? But but to answer your question, man, I think that the hip hop changed for me because now it's not about the talent anymore. It's literally a business now.
Mhm.
So you don't have to have talent to blow up and be the top rapper in the world anymore. So it takes the competition out of it for me. So that's why I'm not on Spotify. I'm not like trying to. I do it because I love it. I don't do it because I'm trying to win or I'm trying to be the best rapper in the world. I'm competing with Drake and all these niggas. It's not like that for me. I do it because I love it. So I put my all into it, and whatever happens, just happens. But I'm not chasing the dream. You know what I'm saying? Like even now, like I'm watching all this stuff about Puff Daddy and all this gay stuff going on in the industry and all this Illuminati's man. Like it's like they've been playing with our hip hop anyway in our face for so long. It's like I don't know if you remember a show called The Boondocks.
Of course, of course.
Long time ago, okay? They had an episode, and in this episode, one rapper,
Gangstalicious.
there you go. One rapper started doing the auto tune, and then every rapper in the world started following him, and every rapper was doing auto tune. Then that same rapper started dressing like a woman, and everybody started dressing like a woman, calling it cool. Now, it was funny to watch it on Boondocks. But to actually be living it and seeing it in life, man, is heartbreaking for me. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop was what our black people had to use to become wealthy and get out of the hood because they wouldn't let us go no other way.
No other way.
Okay. So now they done took that from us. Okay. Because the black people want the money so bad, they sold it to the white people. So white people run this game now. So now what I feel like they're doing is they're ridiculing us right in our face.
Principally, yeah.
They're making our hip hop gay. Okay, they're making all our youngsters kill each other.
Hmm.
They're making this about something that it was never about, and they doing it blatantly right in our face. And to me, it's embarrassing. It's heartbreaking because, like I say, I come up from the era of when this shit started, like when nobody liked it, and we was trying to be on TV. MTV wasn't playing us.
Not at all.
Okay,
Not at all.
it was a lot of stuff that we were not getting. Just like history shows us about black people. Period. They was doing it the same way in the music, and then all of a sudden because this music was so good, it was so fulfilling, they took it from us, just like every fucking thing else. You know what I'm saying? So now, like I said, it's no longer about what it was about before, about creating, about being yourself, about uplifting our people, a way out of the hood positively. You know what I'm saying? It's none of that no more.
Do or die.
Your shit is pure garbage.
Our shit is mad fly.
We'll fucking eat you up.
So you did and you died.
Piss on your tombstone.
Here lies the lesser known.
See through you while you choke.
Your style is compost.
Your speech got halitosis.
We through the cosmos.
I got this planet Earth.
I'm smoking good earth.
Got my reality.
Yo, I got 3 words.